Okay, so person-centred approaches really take the person living with dementia as their starting point. And that sounds a very easy thing to do, but it's really about four main things. Firstly, about valuing the person living with dementia. And that seems very obvious, but you know that we see very often that people with dementia get ignored, they get sidelined. So we really have to make a conscious effort to value the lives of people living with dementia. Secondly, we have to recognise that all people are individuals, you know, and when you've met one person with dementia, you've met one person with dementia. Everybody has a hugely different life story and a life history, and they react to dementia in different ways. The third thing we have to think about is to make a conscious effort to take the perspective of the person living with dementia. So how are they seeing their life right now? How are they viewing this care interaction that I'm engaged with? And finally, we need to help people to feel socially confident and that they're not alone. You know, so that depends on all of our social skills as families and as carers. I think leaders in dementia care are of crucial importance if you're going to have an organisation that is really trying to be person-centred. Most people who go into care work are person-centred. They want to do a good job, you know, they don't want to upset people, they want to care well. But it's very easy when you are working in a busy care environment like a hospital or a care home for people's needs to get overlooked, for care to become non-person centred. So unless you have a good person-centred care leader who understands what good person-centred care looks like and who can support that on a day-to-day basis, it's very easy for care not to be person-centred. So leaders are crucial. Absolutely crucial. So I think there are a number of challenges ahead for dementia care. Firstly, we're living in uncertain times politically and economically, and I think people are trying to do more and more with less and less resources, and we are still seeing more people living with dementia year on year. What I predict over the next 10 years is that we will be diagnosing people much earlier as we get medical treatments coming on that can impact on people's lives. Those will be provided to people who may even be asymptomatic. You know, they've yet to develop the symptoms of dementia. So I think that will be a big change in how dementia care leadership works and how we think about dementia care services. I think we'll see much more of a focus on communities rather than on care homes and hospitals, although we will still need to provide those for many years to come. So I think we've got a whole shift in how we conceptualise services, and we need to be having leaders for the future that can work with that change.